11:26. That's good. All right, so here we have, this is our first pre-cal recorded notes, and we're going to call this over here. These are our pre-cal notes at the top, okay? And today is 11:26. And our objective for this section is we are going to, students will be able to, and we're going to graph out, or excuse me, not graph out, we're going to find the shift, compression, stretch, if it has one, reflection, and we're also going to find, we'll put and parent function of a graph. Okay? So for you folks over there, if you don't have your parent function sheet, it might be helpful to take it out if you don't have it. Unless you have them memorized, you can always look up in the class to see your different parent functions, but it'll be helpful to have them out. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do an example over here. And I'm just going to, we'll do example 1 here. And we're going to consider the following for example number 1. Okay? So the instructions are the same. I want you to find the shift or compression, stretch, the reflection, and the parent function of the following graph. So let's say f of x is, let's do something medium, okay? So let's do like what? How about negative 1/3 x, the quantity cubed, and let's go plus 17. Okay? Alright. So the first thing is first, I'm going to look at, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the shift here. And when you're looking for a shift, you're looking for things that are either added or subtracted. Okay? You're looking for things that are added or subtracted. So if you notice here, and the key is you have to, write key here, you have to read it. You must read it properly. If you don't read it properly, you won't see the little nuances. A nuance is a little tiny detail in the problem here. Okay? So you're going to add or subtract here. So shifting is adding or subtracting. So if I read this, it's negative 1 times 1/3 x cubed plus 17. So the plus 17 is key. So the plus 17, this is on the outside. If it's outside, I do exactly what it says. Okay, let me move this up here. Okay. If it's outside, I do exactly what it says, and I'm going to do it vertically. And vertically means I'm doing it to the y. So what this basically means is, so f is shifted 17 units, and because it's plus, that means up, or up vertically is up here. So shifted 17 units up. That's the first one here. Okay? So I guess I will box this in. This is my first part of my answer. Okay? The next piece here is I'm going to look at, so I took care of shift. So if I look here at my thing, at my instructions, shift is done. So I'm done with that. Now I'm going to look at compression or stretch. So when I'm looking at compression or a stretch, it's either going to be one or the other, not both. Compression is going to be a fraction, and stretch is going to be a whole number. It's a whole number here. And the key, the operator you're looking for is times. This is times here. Okay? So this is times. So you're looking for something times. So I'm going to read the problem again, and we're going to look for times. Ready? So f of x is negative 1 times the quantity of 1/3 times x cubed plus 17. So the key here, see the negative is being multiplied, that's fine, but you want the other number that's just not a negative times, and that's just a 1/3. So I do have a times here. So I have 1/3 times. And notice this 1/3 is on the inside. True? And if it's on the inside, I need to do the reciprocal. Reciprocal, okay? And I just basically, you're going to flip it around. So if I flip 1/3, that's going to give me 3 over 1, which we all know is just 3, right? So then you have to look at the rules here, 3. So that number, 3, that is, it used to be a fraction, but because it was on the inside, I had to take the reciprocal, which means now it is a whole number, which means it's a stretch here, okay? And something I forgot to mention, inside is going to be horizontal. If it's outside, it's vertical. Inside is horizontal. If you want to write those rules down here. These are all in your packet notes, by the way. So inside is horizontal. Outside is vertical. Okay? And so inside, this is going to be horizontal. So and because it's a 3, it's going to be a whole number, so it's a stretch. So now I'm going to write the final answer. So here it is. We're going to say F has a horizontal stretch by a factor of, and just write the number down here, 3. Here we go. F has a horizontal stretch by a factor of 3. Okay? And the last piece here we're going to look at, so we're going to go back to the beginning here. So we have so far, we have shift is done. Compression or stretch, we found that ours was a stretch. That's done. Now we need reflection. Okay? And then we'll do our parent function. So reflection, if you're looking for reflection, you're looking for a negative being multiplied. Okay? Here we go. Negative being multiplied. So if you notice here, well, and you're checking if it's on the inside or the outside. Now here's the key. It doesn't have to have a negative. There might not be one. Okay? In this case, clearly we have a negative here because I have a negative here on the outside, right? So that's outside. Okay? And the reflection rules are a little bit different though. So if it's on the inside, it is reflected over the y-axis. Again, this is all in your notes. And outside is reflected over the x-axis here. Okay? And that's pretty much it. And so now we clearly know, because I have a negative on the outside, so it's reflected over the x. So my final piece is going to be F is reflected over the x-axis here. Okay? And then that's the last component here. So what you would want to do is you would want to put our answers, our boxed answers here, as one final piece. So your answer should say F is shifted 17 units up. F has a horizontal stretch by a factor of 3. And then finally, F is reflected over the x-axis. And this is how you would do one of these problems here.